change to benefit the community about how meetings are run, how council meetings are run. What one change would you make? Yeah, and I realize that for the current members of the council, you can have ideas, but you're one of 7 people. And so just because you have the idea doesn't mean it's going to happen. So that's the question. And that goes, I apologize, that goes to you first, Mr. Zimmerman.
I think it's one of those things where maybe an extra meeting occasionally that we have. We used to have 2 meetings a month. All right. The problem with that though is there's so many items there that aren't. They're basically statutory requirements. You get a first, second, third reading, and you go through some things that have already. It's for instance maybe a specific. Somebody's asking to be brought in and not be. They want to be incorporated. For instance, there's not really any fight about that. They want to be brought in from being unincorporated, and those are things that are just statutory requirements that we have to meet and make sure we vote on. But it's not something that is of. It's going to be a long debate, and so sometimes you're able to get away with a meeting once a month because there's not a whole lot of issues on it, especially during the summer times. They're just things that are not present during those times.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Ms. Cole.
Right. I think that sometimes people don't understand that a lot of what the city council is before the council is things that are procedural. So they do go fast because it's just a procedural thing. I guess what I would like to know is what does the community want? I mean, I feel like we're one of the few councils that has the community comment. I don't know any other city council in this state that has that. I may not know for sure, but I think we were the first to implement that, at least in Hamilton County, and I think that's a really good way to try to show the community that we are trying to hear from people. We're trying to have a set time to hear from the community. We provide the time for that, and no other city council that I know of has that, and so that's a start. And so I'm interested to hear from other people. I'd be happy to talk to you about ideas because we want to be able to provide that ability for the community to express their voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cole. Ms. Fair.
Attendance at city council meetings has been poor, but if at any time, if a city council member would like to approach a resident after the meeting, they would tell you a lot about how to improve the meeting. And I've already mentioned part of the very basics. It's hard to hear, it's hard to see. I commend David George. He does send out an email translating the agenda for the city council for residents. I find that very, very valuable, but it requires some translation. The other thing I would like to mention, 2 other quick things. 27% of the time that a vote is taken at this table, 27% of the time the council votes to have the rules suspended. What that does, it's a shortcut of 2 months of an opportunity for the residents to understand what's happening and, frankly, for the city councilors to get that feedback. That is a problem that over a quarter of the time. I will end there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fair. My next question, during the district, I asked them what they saw the thing that they needed to improve most in Fishers. So I'm asking you the opposite question. So what do you like best about living in Fishers? And we start first with Ms. Fair.
I've had a remarkable opportunity to be a community volunteer in many different organizations in the city in the last 10 years. One of my favorite memories is when I was a member of the Fishers Arts Council. We held an event called Art in the Park for 7 straight years. What's notable about Art in the Park was it was not a city event. It was a Fishers Arts Council event. We worked in collaboration with the city to be sure that we were being safe and using city property well. It was held right outside. And what was amazing was we had artist booths and performers right on the steps there. And I had to run back into city hall for something, ice or something. and walked back down through the steps, right out there. There were performers in front of me, and where I could see was like 30, 40 artist booths, and tons of residents just enjoying themselves. Then it was amazing. The train pulled in. The train pulled in from Noblesville, and all these other visitors from other communities came and visited. That was amazing, and I couldn't have been more proud to be a part of that event.
Thank you, Ms. Bear. Mr. Zimmerman.
My favorite thing is my children have been in a wonderful school system from the beginning, from kindergarten on. And to the point where my 17-year-old started at Hoosier Road as a kindergartner and now is a junior at Fishers High School. And he's on a track and cross-country team, which that's not his, for our family, that's not track and cross-country or not what we do. And it's been unbelievable to watch the kids run alongside him and cheer him on to the finish line. And they've been his friends since kindergarten. And a sense of community. The kids that I coach are basically like family. And those families are our families. And that sense of family is more important to me than anything else that goes on. And more important than this role in city council, I love being able to see young people grow and advance and become who they're supposed to be.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Ms. Cole.
Gosh, this is a hard question because there's so many wonderful things that Fishers has done in the last 5 years. Launch Fishers, the Internet of Things, Hub and Spoke. We are gaining national attention with the initiatives that we have done here in Fishers. Launch Fishers is now going statewide. The mental health initiative that we're doing here is going nationally too. We're speaking nationally about that here in our city. What we've done for disabilities, we've received an award from the Indiana Governor's Council for People with Disabilities, and that's probably one of my things that I really am proud of, because we're trying to include people that have intellectual and physical disabilities here in our community, to see how they can be contributors to our society, to our community, how they can be more engaged and be employed and not be living in their parents' basement. And we have a lot of families here with special needs loved ones, and so I'm really proud of what we've done with that.
Thank you, Ms. Cole. We'll now move to our closing remarks. Candidates will have 1 minute. And just a reminder to the audience, a hearty thank you for those of you who've been here the whole time. And just remember that candidates were invited to put materials outside, and they would be happy for you to take them at the end of this. And I'm sure that they would be available to answer questions as well. And so our closing remarks, 1 minute, starting with Mr. Zimmerman first.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you for the League of Women Voters for putting this on. And I thank you for all of you for staying. I didn't think people would stay till almost 9 o'clock, so thank you very much for hanging in there. And thank you for being engaged. I appreciate people getting involved, even if you don't agree with my philosophy or economic thought or whatever. I appreciate you getting involved. That's what makes our community great. And I love this city. I've loved it since it was a town, since I was a kid. Now that my family's here, I'm raising my family here, and I hope a few of them decide to stay here when they're older and get jobs in Fishers and stay around. But I really do appreciate everything going on, and most importantly, I want to continue to work. I ask for your vote because I want to continue to work on the mental health initiative. We continue to have a crisis on our hands with suicide, with depression, with anxiety. And there's things to come, but we want to continue to help a grassroots effort within our community to raise awareness and combat this problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Ms. Bear.
What we've heard tonight, I think, is two different perspectives. My friends, Mr. Zimmerman and Ms. Coble, have talked about the past and what has been accomplished in Fishers. Part of that has included, frankly, restating press releases and taking a look at what New York Magazine has ranked Fishers instead of what's real. I'm very interested in advocating for specific real results and genuine resident participation. That is what Fishers is missing right now. Fishers used to be a It's now a city, but now it's time for Fishers to be a real community. And there's only one way to do that, and that is doing a much better job at engaging our residents. It will require new leadership like me to boldly deliver common sense balance to your city council. I'm not an incumbent, I'm not beholden to any city official, but I am the one who is on your team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Bear. Ms. Cole?
Wow, Fishers was the third best place to live in 2019 by Money Magazine. That's the second time we've made that. We've made that also in 2017. I think you have to look at what the success is that has made that possible. The Launch Fishers, the Internet of Things, the mental health initiatives, the things we're doing for disabilities, the vibrancy that we're trying to create to grow our arts and culture, the many different groups that we have to engage, the free birds, the community with the youth mayor's council, with the citizens academy. I mean, we are trying to engage the citizens at every level and to build this community and to stay one of the best places to live, one of the safest places to live. And I ask for your vote on November 5th to continue to serve you and to help us get to the next level and to continue to stay as one of the best cities to live in the United States. Thank you very much.